Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Strife Hayes and this is 20 obscure RuneScape facts and trivia you absolutely did not know, part 2. I've combed through the RuneScape archives and historical updates to bring you the strangest facts and figures about the world's greatest MMORPG. All my sources are in the description. If I mention something you didn't know, or you think you know some random fact I don't know, then let me know in the comments below. Here we go. Number 1. RuneScape has 3 full-length novels following the journey of young adventurer KARA-MEIR. But did you know in RuneScape 3 you can actually find and talk to KARA-MEIR, and she's actually quite important. Kara is a co-founder of the Godless, a group of like-minded individuals formed after the death of Guthix, who think the land of Gielinor would be better off without the gods. Number 2. The opposite of a skeleton is apparently a gardener. Almost every skeleton in RuneScape has the exam in text, could do with gaining a few pounds. And HORATIO, the gardener to Lord Handlemort in East Ardoing, has the exam in text, could do with losing a few pounds. Don't listen to them, HORATIO, you are beautiful just as you are. Number 3. The exam in text of a telescope in old school RuneScape was changed on the 22nd of March 2018 in honour of Stephen Hawking. The exam in text changed from "looking through it makes far off things seem closer" to the touching quote from the astrophysicist, "Remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet." Number 4. The Ring of the Gods is a rare drop from the wilderness boss Vatian, but if you look closely you'll see the ring has a divine sigil on it. The original divine sigil was one of 4 possible sigil drops from the corporeal beast, and oddly the only sigil to not be included in old school RuneScape. 5. In part 1 we confirm that RuneScape has 1 moon, but you may not realise you've already been there. RuneScape's moon is ZANARIS, the fairy city. That means stepping through that shed didn't just teleport you to another place in Gielinor, it teleported you off the planet, which might be the longest range teleport in the game. Number 6. In the last video we discovered the high detail skeleton was called Crunchy, and he told us his roommate hadn't showered in years. The roommate, the low detailed armoured up guy, is called Tim. Tim has a small green pet dragon called ESKI. Crunchy, Tim and ESKI have featured in multiple promotional artworks together. Number 7. But who had the job of holding the detail signs before they did? Before the iconic Crunchy and Tim, we had a knight and a wizard. These guys don't actually have any official names or pets, so anything we decide to name them is canon until JAGEX says otherwise. Knowing that, I'm calling them Rune and Scape. 8. JAGEX can't seem to agree on how to spell vampire. In the original Vampire Slayer quest they used IRE, but when the Sins of the Father quest requirements were revealed, Vampire Slayer is spelt with a Y. While fighting King Rold, he'll shout, "You're with the vampires," also using a Y, and every other Firewatch enemy uses the Y spelling. 9. Ever wondered why there are chickens in the Champions Guild? According to the Guildmaster, a short, hooded man paid to have a training area set up for champion chickens. The man paid in feathers and roasted chicken and clucked as he did so. It is not known when the evil chicken will return to claim his battle-ready army. 10. Player Ryan Kishu wrote an open letter to the zombies of the underworld berating them for their awful fashion sense and asked why they didn't update their look. One zombie replied, explaining after all the years it was just too difficult. Then remarked they found it strange the Varrock pub had a drink named after them, as a drink called Kevin sounds odd. So it's canon that at least one zombie somewhere in RuneScape is called Kevin. 11. The player Darola asked the KARAMJA shipping company why he found one of their boxes in the desert city of Nada. The KARAMJA shipping company replied and confirmed the following. They mainly supply buttons and broken staves. They have one design of box and don't intend to change it. They supply the Void Knights with the buttons for their uniforms. They're no longer actually based on KARAMJA, and the CEO of the KARAMJA box company is called FLATPACK Jones. 12. The player Al-Funkut asked the slime in the ECTOFUNTUS why it didn't ever jump out of the pool and go exploring. The slime replied, claiming it had only evolved to jump within the last millennium, give or take an aeon or 12. Now for timescale, 1 eon or aeon is an absolutely massive amount of time. There are two main schools of thought on measuring it, philosophical and scientific. In the philosophical Buddhist sense, imagine a stone cube 16 miles by 16 miles by 16 miles. Then take a small piece of silk and wipe this cube once every 100 years. The cube will be completely eroded before 1 aeon has ended. In scientific terms, it's considered to be around 1 billion years. This means the slime in the ECTOFUNTUS is between 1 and 12 billion years old, making it the oldest living thing not only in RuneScape but in all of recorded history. 13. The player Connects2 asked Farmer Fred why they needed so much wool, as they probably had a few million balls of wool by now. The farmer responded with this picture, claiming he'd read a book about the woolen horse of Troy, and this inspired him to make a giant woolen cow on wheels. Come on JAGEX, make this a quest. Sheep Shearer 2, you know you want to. 14. The reason FALADOR guards don't chase after you in combat is because they're actually ordered not to. Player the Old Mage 7 asked the FALADOR guards why they let people shoot them from behind a fence. The guards collectively replied and explained all FALADOR guards must follow the rules in the Guard's Handbook for those who serve and protect, and crossing the patrol line into another guard's area or out of the city is strictly forbidden. 15. Ever wondered what a wall beast actually fully looks like? Player Quick250 wondered the same, and after asking, the wall beast sent back this hideous photo. Wall beasts have 3-toed green feet, fat rolled green bodies with gold ring piercings through the rolls of their stomach, and one giant eye above rows of rotting teeth. It's probably a good thing we only see the hand. 16. When player Edgemaster X wrote a letter to KARIM the kebab seller offering to advertise for him for the low price of 1 million coins a month, kebab seller KARIM replied with, "That's only one more coin than I pay Ali M." That means KARIM is paying Ali M 999,999 coins a month to advertise his kebabs. The young boy to the north of Al-Kharid by the break in the fence, Ali the leaflet dropper, says he is hired by Ali M. He hands out leaflets advertising Al-Kharid and promising money off, but the leaflets are expired and so won't work. This means Ali M is being paid almost 1 million coins a month to do absolutely nothing. 17. In RuneScape you have a friends list and an ignore list shown by a yellow smiley face and a red unhappy face. But when player Hybrid asked these faces how they were doing, we found out their actual names. The yellow friends list face is called Smiley, and the red ignore list face is called Smileless. Number 18. On the old school RuneScape main page there are 10 character models at the top, 5 on each side of the logo. And thanks to player Waka202 asking how they are, we actually know a few things about them. Apparently this is a sketching of the RuneScape HOKEY-COKEY contest. That's not a joke, that's the canon reason. And there were originally 12 models, but the gnome ran away when the zombie refused to take their left leg back out again. We also know the chef model is called Carlos. 19. Postie Pete, the mailbag carrying skull that journeys around RuneScape, wasn't always a skull. player Master Romeo asked Pete about his appearance, and Postie Pete replied with the following sentence: "Never make a bet with a witch, and if you do, for Guthic's sake make sure you never ever try to dodge the consequence of that bet." JAGEX, make a Postie Pete history quest. It's time. And number 20. If you've ever been to ZANARIS, you've likely been followed around by that singing choir. They'll annoy you and insult you. But in 2006, player Nito Ninja wrote a letter asking them why they themselves didn't wear anything better. The choir were offended and told Nito Ninja they're actually very close to releasing their first single, called 5 Voices of Harmony, and it would be available in all RuneScape shops. I browsed the RuneScape merchandise store and it's not there. And there we have it, 20 more obscure RuneScape facts and trivia. If I've mentioned something you didn't know, then a comment or like is much appreciated. And I'll be back soon with part 3. We have so much more to cover. A big thank you to my supporters on Patreon, who make all my videos possible. If you'd like to chat to me, you can join us on Twitch, Twitter or Discord. Links are all below. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.